Okay, so now comes the verses. So I'll talk slow. The main thing about these is that you have to remember keywords because it's really hard to count. And I can kind of hear the counts, but even I get lost sometimes. So the main thing is just remember keywords. And I've put the keywords in the beginning of all of the sections in this video. So I'm just going to go through it. So your first step is remember when. So you kind of like remember when. I think it says hand. So if over there, think of this as this is where Mom is, Dixie. This is where Dixie is. So you're going to lean in kind of like to hear whatever she's about to tell you, kind of because the verses are kind of telling a story, so you're like leaning in to tell a story, or to listen to the story. So it's remember when the king threw Daniel, and then you do your contagion. So if your keyword is in, you go on in. If your keyword is lions, you go on lions. If your keyword is cage, you go on cage. So it looks like this. Remember when the king threw Daniel in the lion's cage. Whichever one you go on, you don't do that 3 times. But whichever keyword you go on, then you go. In the lion's cage, and you stay here until self-defense. So you stay here, and it goes, without a single means of self-defense. I mean, you're kind of facing off against Dixie. She's like this against everyone else, and we're all like this. So, without a single means of self-defense. And then, but Danny had, and you're just going to go like this and look pretty angelic. You know, like you're praying simple faith. So, self-defense. Danny had a simple faith, and then you're going to calm the lions. So your keywords are calmed, lions, and rage. So calmed the lion's rage. And then you step out of your crouch position. So it goes, so breakfast didn't come at his expense. And then the music goes like doo-wop, so you have to remember to say doo-wop in your head and not morning, because then you'll get messed up and no one will be together. So just say doo-wop and not morning. So breakfast didn't come at his expense. Doo-wop. It's just to shift your weight. Like you don't actually ever leave the ground. You don't jump. You just kind of go up on your toes a little. Doo-wop. The king was sure that Danny boy had gone. At this point, you want to take your right leg. This is a grapevine. You want to take your right leg. You have 4 counts, I think, to do this. Right leg crosses, and then left comes out. Right goes back, left comes out, and you got to get ready to go straight into this part. So the grapevine goes like this. It's just, and your arms are just out to the side, kind of stiff. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the grapevine. And then it goes, so you just come out of the grapevine, and then it goes, there Dan sat with all those cats. So it's out, in, his faith, and you step out, whenever you throw up a fist, that's the leg you step on. So his faith had made him strong. That's strong is the amount. Faith had made him strong. And then after that, you just kind of go back to your spots. Girls, you can make it kind of cutesy. Guys, don't do that. Trust me, it won't look good. So, da, and then you're right back into your chorus. So that's the first verse.
Remember when